Hello, Steve Arts 89. Well, I am here to talk about Creepshow. Not the original films. I discovered, much to my delight, recently that they were doing a Creepshow TV show. Now, I thought this was the first season, and I thought, since I hadn't heard anything more about it, it was like a one and done or something. And then I was going through JB Hi-Fi, and I stumbled across all 4 seasons of Creepshow on Blu-ray, and DVD. Apparently it started 2019 and I just didn't hear about it. By the time I heard about it last year, it was already into the 4th season and now they're all on DVD. So I bought them all and I'm watching them and it's been amazing. This show does what pretty much no show that's come from it as a sequel or a continuation of a franchise. It's actually continuing on the legacy of the original. It's actually continuing the show. They're not trying to, change anything. They're not trying to make it something else because that would be better. Because they keep doing this with other shows, other franchise shows, where the people that come on don't understand it, don't know it, don't love it, think there's something wrong with it, think it should be something else, or they have another agenda, they want to make it into something they want to do separately, or it keeps happening over and over again, maybe with the exception of Cobra Kai, but I think that's pretty right-wing, that show. I haven't looked into it too much, but I'm not really interested in, that. But that's the only show I've heard people say they actually got right, so far as continuing on a franchise. But Creepshow, they continue on with the same format, the same style. All the people who are making it love Creepshow and just wanted to make a Creepshow TV series. And the movies lend themselves perfectly to a TV series because the movies were just a series of stories. They were anthologies. So the first Creepshow, which I never saw when I was a kid, unfortunately, was 5 stories. The second Creepshow was supposed to be 5 stories, but they dropped one and ended up being 4 stories, I think. And I saw that on video when I was a kid and I loved it. The Raft, Chief Woodenhead, I think his name was. Those stories I just loved. And I unfortunately saw the original Creepshow years and years later as an adult, so it didn't have the effect on me that the original had on a lot of other people. But for me, Creepshow is Creepshow too. But so I just want to talk about the first season. I'm not going to go through every episode. Sadly, there's only 6 episodes, but 2 stories per episode. So you get 12 stories, 6 episodes. I didn't realize that till after I received them. I just assumed, I don't know why, I assumed there'd be a lot of episodes because, the current sort of climate in television production and streaming is just to make 5 or 6 episodes or something, which is a bit sad. It's really just made around one night's viewing for people, or a weekend's, streaming for people, and they're not really thinking in terms of series and ongoing, and it's more about just dropping something, having a big reaction, not sort of having a weekly experience to build on and share with people and that, so, and have sort of be part of somebody's life and so forth. It's really just a dump of episodes. But there are a couple of really interesting ones. The first one, I think, was one of the best ones. It's called Grey Matter. What it was a boy is going into a store during a storm to get beer for his father because his father has become some sort of monstrous alcoholic where he's literally turned into like a monster from drinking these beers. And Adrienne Barbeau, or whatever her name is, from The Thing and The Fog is in it. And it's good. I don't go too much in detail. The next story was good as well. House of the Head. It's about a girl with a dollhouse. I love dollhouse stories, haunted dollhouses. I love miniatures, so anything like Amityville Dollhouse, one of the best films ever made, because Amityville and a dollhouse, other people might question its quality, but I don't care. It's quite good. The actress is really good. She gets a dollhouse and there's a head inside the dollhouse, a severed head, and it's basically hunting the dolls in the dollhouse, and their faces change and everything, and it's really interesting. It's really fun. Then we went to, what was the next one? I didn't like Bad Wolf Down, so I'm not going to talk about that. The Finger wasn't that great either. It was like the monkey's paw story. It was good, but it didn't make me too excited. All Hallows Eve was a great little story. Originally it was meant to be little children. In the story they turned into teenagers, but they still made it work. Basically, some teenagers are killed on Halloween and continue to haunt the town that they were killed in on Halloween, so that was well done. The Companion, that was a good one too. A young boy called Harold is being abused by his brother, and in escaping he discovers a scarecrow that was created by a lonely man whose wife died, and he basically it becomes his companion on some level, and then it helps him seek revenge on his abusive older brother, which I enjoyed. And then there was Linda Lane's Better Half. That wasn't very good. I mean, it was interesting. There are a few moments that were good. Basically, a woman kills one of her co-workers and has to deal with trying to get the body out of the office, and the body seems to be alive but not alive, and it's interesting, it's fun, but I didn't really, it wasn't grabbing me too much. Night of the Poor, I just got that confused with The Finger. Night of the Poor is the monkey's paw story. The Finger is the story of a loner who finds a single finger on the street, and when he gets it wet, it starts to regenerate and turns into a whole creature called Bob, who's kind of like a xenomorph, and he just goes out killing people for him. It's fairly well done as well. Times is Tough in Muskie Holler. Okay, that's the one where there's a town full of zombies, and the town just starts to go through some very weird ways of dealing with people, and just that sort of post-apocalyptic way of coping with things. I'm not going to go into that either. Skin Crawlers. Now that was the one where they were using not like a tapeworm inside the body, but like a giant worm on the outside that would suck the fat out of people. Unfortunately, it had an unexpected consequence, a side effect that only revealed itself during a eclipse. So that was good as well. They're all good. They're all in the spirit of the original. They're all colourful and interesting. They all have like the comic style introductions, and the creep is always there in either animated form or a puppet or a person in a mask, so they can do lots of different variations of these little segments. And by the Silver Water of Lake Champlain, that was an interesting one because they had Champ, which is kind of like the American Nessie, and a very good story there with the daughter of a guy who was sort of following Champ, and she stumbles across the body of a champ, and actually turns out to be a baby champ. And yes, there's always a consequence with someone in these episodes. There's always a good heart or an interesting take on something in each of these stories, and in the movie and then the show, they've really managed to capture what really made Creepshow great, and doing it on an episode to episode, season to season basis. I've started season 2, I'm halfway through, and it's just as good as season 1, and I think they're doing a season 5, and it's just great. There's like one show on TV at the moment that is actually doing a good job of what it's supposed to be. Because most of the franchise shows, they're continuing on. They're just IP farming, and they're always looking at ways to deconstruct or, just change it, and just they don't get it, or they don't like it, or they think there's something fundamentally wrong with it that needs to change for it to be good for them, and they don't actually care what the fans want. And this is one of the few examples where they love the show, they know what makes it work, and they're just doing it, and it's great, and I'm enjoying it. And I've been dragging this out for days. It's taken me 3 days to watch like one season pretty much. And then this morning I ended up watching the first couple of episodes of season 2, and I'm dragging it out. I'm only watching it at night, and I'm sitting and watching every episode properly, not sort of watching it in the background like I do a lot of stuff. It's also why it's taken me days to actually get through the episodes. But I'm just excited. I'm just really happy. It's like, my God, aside from and just like that's like the only other show where they continue on Sex and the City. They did actually make some changes, but it was just natural growth from the original series to the movies to this season. It worked, and this works as well. And they're pretty much the only 2 shows on TV at the moment I think actually work. And it's just nice to have 2 shows, because once upon a time there were just a whole lineup of shows to enjoy, and now we've gotten to the point where there's very little. It's just reality shows or just these IP farm sort of really nothing anyone asked for sort of shows. And I've been talking for 10 minutes. This wasn't meant to be a 10-minute review. If I was going to do a 10-minute review, I probably would have talked over every episode properly. It was meant to be short. But I'm just excited about sharing this and talking about it, that it's ended up being a 10-minute video. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of Creepshow. I can't wait to watch season 2, season 3, season 4, and I'll do a little video on each, I think, because I can't imagine... spoke too soon maybe. I can't imagine that, you know, it's not going to continue with this current sort of quality and, you know, level that it's at. So, yep, bye.